God's voice turned from the structure of his dwelling to the people who would serve within it. Holiness was not only woven into fabric but also into lives. The Lord said to Moses, "Have Aaron your brother brought to you along with his sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, so that they may serve me as priests." Out of all Israel, God chose a family to stand between the people and his presence. They were to wear garments of glory and beauty, not for vanity, but to display the dignity and holiness of their calling. Skilled artisans filled with the spirit of wisdom were to make these garments: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. Every thread, color, and stone would carry meaning. Gold, blue, purple, and scarlet, colors that reflected heaven, royalty, sacrifice, and divinity, were to be woven into fine linen. God himself designed the priest's clothing, showing that those who approach him must be covered as he commands. The ephod was to be made of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen. 2 shoulder pieces joined it together, and upon them were fastened 2 onyx stones, each engraved with 6 names of the tribes of Israel, the sons of Jacob, according to birth. Aaron would bear their names upon his shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Strength and intercession combined, the high priest carried the people into the presence of God. The ephod was secured by a skillfully woven waistband and by gold chains that attached the next piece, the breastpiece of judgment. The breastpiece was a square, folded double, a span in length and width, adorned with 12 precious stones set in gold. Each stone represented a tribe, each engraved with its name: ruby, topaz, emerald, turquoise, sapphire, diamond, jacinth, agate, amethyst, beryl, onyx, jasper. The tribes of Israel sparkled upon the high priest's heart. God's people were not only borne on his shoulders in strength, but also upon his heart in love. Inside the breastpiece were placed the Urim and Thummim, mysterious stones by which the priest sought divine guidance. Thus Aaron would bear the means of decision over the people's hearts whenever he entered God's presence. The robe of the ephod was woven entirely of blue, a color that drew the eyes upward toward heaven. Around its hem were pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, alternating with golden bells. As Aaron walked and served, the bells would sound, signaling his movement within the holy place, so that he does not die when he enters the presence of the Lord. The priest's every step was to ring with holiness and life. A plate of pure gold engraved with the words, "Holy to the Lord," was fastened to the front of the turban with a blue cord. It rested on Aaron's forehead, a constant reminder that he stood as a representative of a holy people before a holy God. The inscription declared the essence of the priesthood: consecration. When Aaron bore the guilt of the sacred offerings, this golden emblem proclaimed that he was accepted, and that Israel's gifts were made holy through his ministry. Beneath these garments was a woven tunic and a sash of fine linen. The same materials were used to make tunics, sashes, and caps for Aaron's sons, marking them as attendants in sacred service. They too were to be anointed and ordained, their hands filled for ministry, their garments reminding them of purity and devotion. Linen undergarments were to be worn from waist to thigh to preserve modesty and reverence before the Lord, so that they do not incur guilt and die. Even in hidden things, holiness mattered. The chapter closes with solemn purpose. The garments were not mere decoration. They were symbols of a holy calling. The high priest's robes displayed God's glory and Israel's need for representation. Each thread whispered of Jesus, our great high priest, who carries us on his shoulders in strength and bears us on his heart in love. He is our mediator, clothed not with woven gold but with perfect righteousness. In him holiness and mercy meet, and through him we are made acceptable before God. Next comes Exodus 29, where God instructs Moses on the consecration of the priests, the sacrifices that set them apart, and the continual offerings that keep the altar burning before his presence.